Howdy, friends. Hey, I'm coming to you from inside the well house because I was outside and remembered I hadn't done my uh, video for today. I can't even see myself because the sun's behind me. I'm in the well house because it's semi warm in here. The wind's not blowing in here anyway, so I hope you can see me when I hold that up. I can see myself, but that's my Bible I'm holding up. And I gotta hold it. Well, maybe I can hold it up. No, I can't hold it and see it there. Y'all excuse this video. It might not be a good one. The context will be good. The video itself might not be. And this one is coming from the first book of Job. You may think it's a strange one for peace, but this is what God gave me 2 weeks before my daughter died. He knew, I didn't. And he gives me stuff every day. 2 weeks before my daughter died, he gave me the first chapter of Job. And then on the morning that he died, he gave me the first chapter of Job again. And I couldn't understand that. He had never given me the same scripture 2 times in a row, and especially not within 2 weeks of each other. And when he gave it to me the second time, I kind of chuckled and said, God, are you losing your memory? Did you forget you already gave me this just 2 weeks ago? 2 or 3 hours later, I knew why he gave it to me. And y'all, it gave me peace that I cannot describe. And I hope it gives you peace also, but not for the same reason it gave me peace. Let me get started. I'm going to read in the first book of Job, verses 6 through 22. And let me get this ribbon out of the way so it's not hiding words here. Okay, here we go. At the first 5 verses is telling about all the stuff that Job had, all his possessions and his family. He was very well off with land and with livestock and with family. And he lost all of it real fast. But starting in verse 6, it says, Now there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan came also with them. And the Lord said unto Satan, Whence comest thou? Then Satan answered and said, From going to and fro in the earth, and from walking up and down in it. And friends, today he is still going to and fro within the earth, walking to and fro around it, looking for those that he can lie to and deceive. And he's doing a very good job of it. Verse 8, And the Lord said unto Satan, Hast thou considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth, a perfect and upright man, one that feareth God and escheweth evil? Then Satan answered the Lord and said, Doth Job fear God for naught? Hast not thou made an hedge about him, and about his house, and about all that he hath on every side? Thou hast blessed the work of his hands, and his substance is increased in the land. But put forth thine hand now, and touch all that he hath, and he will curse thee to thy face. And the Lord said unto Satan, Behold, all that he hath is in thy power, only upon himself put not forth thine hand. So Satan went forth from the presence of the Lord. And there was a day when his sons and daughters were eating and drinking wine in their eldest brother's house, and there came a messenger unto Job and said, The oxen were plowing, and the asses feeding beside them. And the Sabaeans fell upon them and took them away. Yea, they have slain the servants with the edge of the sword, and I only am escaped alone to tell thee. While he was yet speaking, there came also another and said, The fire of God is fallen from heaven, and hath burned up the sheep and the servants, and consumed them, and I alone have escaped to tell thee. And while he was yet speaking, there came another and said, The Chaldeans made out 3 bands, and fell upon the camels, and have carried them away, yea, and slain the servants with the edge of the sword, and I only am escaped alone to tell thee. While he was yet speaking, there came also another, and said, Thy sons and thy daughters were eating and drinking wine in their eldest brother's house, and behold, there came a great wind from the wilderness, and smote the 4 corners of the house, and it fell upon the young men, and they are dead, and I alone am escaped to tell thee. So just in a very short while, Job lost everything, including his sons and daughters. It says then in verse 20, Then Job arose and rent his mantle and shaved his head and fell down on the ground and worshipped, and said, Naked came I out of my mother's womb, and naked shall I return thither. The Lord gave, and the Lord hath taken away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. In all this Job sinned not, nor charged God foolishly. So friends, when we got problems, we worship. When we lose family, we worship. All things happen for a purpose in God's plan so that he can be glorified. And he was glorified in this. If you'll read more of that same book of Job, you'll find out. That gave me peace. And as soon as I read that, or as soon as I heard that my daughter had died, after reading it the second time in 2 weeks, I went back and read it again after I heard she died. And then I told people, I have to go worship. And that's what I did. I was worshiping in tears. I was sobbing so loud, God had to interpret my heart, because my voice probably was not legible, but he knew what I was saying. Friends, God gives you peace in all circumstances, all the time, if he is yours. And he was Job's, and Job was his. I love you. I hope this helps you some. It still helps me. I still read it a lot. I don't know why I haven't thought about giving it to you earlier in this series of scriptures for peace. We all need peace. God is the provider of peace. I love you. I'll talk to y'all again probably tomorrow.